Hey you guys, this is kind of a special video. I wanted to talk about how to use some technology for your Sunday morning sets and things like that. So for me, I use, I'm showing you the programming, a little bit of the programming, and then the click track stuff. So for my click tracks on Sunday morning, I'm using Fruity Loops to create, but then I use my Maschine studio device to trigger. So let me go back over here and try to get a little bit of this out. So as you can see, I've titled it, "This is My God is Big," based off of Dasha Moore's YouTube version. So I created the click, and here's what we have here. This is just a loop. This is in Fruity Loops. And this is kind of my loop template that I use. I keep my kick there. I have a piano in here so that if I need to get some or practice with it or something like that, I've got that in there. Got some shakers in here, the clog boxes, clavestinas, and then I added the triangle into I really should have the triangle in my template. As you can see, anytime I get ready to pull up, I've got my template. That's what this is. But then I've also got a 6/8 template because there's a lot of praise and worship songs, and I don't want to have to sit there and figure out how to put something in 6/8 every time. I figured it out once, and I created the 6/8 template. So this song didn't need a 6/8 template, so I just went straight at it. Now, I have my tempo set here. And what I do is I pull the tempo first. I try to get as close as I can to the actual tempo of the song. If it feels like it's going to be too slow, I can bump it a couple of notches. So, this is the whole loop right here. Got the kicks in here. I got that triangle going right here. What I can do is I drag, so all of this, let me drag this out so you can see. I just create 10-minute, and this may not be 10 minutes. I think it may be a little longer. So yeah, this is about 11 minutes, but I make them at least 10 minutes so that it can just play once I trigger the track. I don't have to think about this any longer. We don't tend to sing songs longer than 5 or 6 minutes, but just in case it goes extra long, I've doubled it up, pretty much. So that's the whole loop. And then it's stretched out 10 minutes, and I can make that wave file because Maschine only accepts waves. So another reason I use this here, I can sit here and mix, just a simple quick mix. I got a little reverb. This is on looks like track 12 is on the snare. I got a little, not the snare, the snap. On the shakers, they're on 10. I got a little reverb on them as well. Let's see if I have anything over here. Nope. Nothing on those. That's probably the snare. Got a little filter on the snare. And then I got a compressor and a filter on the kick. But then I can, mix it while I'm at it. So once I have it set and mixed, then I just go over here and it says export. I export as the WAV file. It's going to export the entire file. Once I do that, let me lay this down. And I already have my Maschine pulled up, and this is from my yesterday set. So I do that for every track. That was My God is Big. As you can see, it says My God is Big is on 1. It says Fight My Battles is on 2. It says The Battle is Not Yours. I didn't actually end up using that track because it was faster than we wanted it to be on Sunday morning, so we just didn't even use that one. But that one was on 3, and then 5 and 6 are what we tend to do. Oh, Come to the Altar or Give Myself Away is what we do for invitation altar call. And then I had on 8 High Praise. And I tend to list a lot of I started, as you can see, Fight My Battles is something we did a while ago, so I don't have the tempo on it. But sometimes if it's too slow, I can just pull the track up in Fruity Loops and fix it and then re-export it real quick and put it on the pad. But I started putting, and that's why My God is Big says original, because it's the original tempo, but sometimes I have a fast one and a slow one as well, depending on what we needed that Sunday. And so you can see High Praise is in here. It also has a tempo associated with it. And then you see a 2-second silence. I actually have 2 of them on there. I really don't need to, but I have them. So over here on my pads, we're corresponding. This is pad 1, and it's, you know, it's marked as 1, so you can easily see it. But more than that, so it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 13 through 16 is up there. So corresponding the 1 with the 1 over there. What I do is when we're ready to start, real simple, hit the button. I'm going up here, and I usually, not my arrange window, my mix window. If it's too soft, I can give it a little volume boost there, because I'm in the group. I can also, and I'm on the group setting, I could just change that sound setting. So now I've got some room to grow it there on just the sound. I could grow the whole group and that would change all the pads, or, you know, I can change the master. But really, I have it running. Hold on. And see, this is what the silences are for, because that's going to run for 10 minutes or 11 if I don't stop it. So I had to create choke groups. Let me show you that in a second. But notice here, I can hit this pad, and I don't have to have the play on, because it's just still triggering the pad. That's what's happening here. Let me turn that back down a little bit. Yeah, that was, sorry, let me go up there so you can see that. That was just me turning it down a little bit so it doesn't have to be as loud as now. But watch this. These pads are touch sensitive. See how soft that was? Now watch me hit it a little harder. See that? So it's important that I trigger as loud as I can as well, so I'm getting the full velocity out of the pad before I even have to add volume. But that's my God is big. So something like Fight My Battles, and I've got that turned all the way down. See there? Let's try that again, because I had it all the way down from yesterday. Hitting the pad, and you can see, you know, and if it's too soft, the drummer will tell me, and I've got a little control, but they've got control in the back. I can cut that off as well, hitting my silence. This is the one I had for Battle Is Not Yours. Like I said, it is too fast. That one was actually, because it's in 6/8 and it's super slow, that was the difficulty with that. I'm really going to have to do that in double time spacing, and it was late, didn't want to have to figure out the math. But anyway, that's that. I'll show you choke groups in a minute. So every Sunday, you know, that was way too loud. Let's try it again. You can hear it sounds better when I get that's "Oh Come to the Altar." You know, kick is rather strong there. Can cut that off. This is I Give Myself Away. I just hit pad 6. And notice how pads will cut themselves off in addition to other ones. That's me talking about the choke group. Now this is, that's another silence. And I color coded them kind of for my own benefit so that I would be able to know what I'm doing. There shouldn't be anything. Yeah, there's nothing on that pad. So I'm not even sure why that one is lit up, because it says sound 10 and there's nothing there. So technically pads that don't have anything on them shouldn't be lit up. I'm not sure. Oh, because I have a volume set? No, that shouldn't be it. Sorry. Forget I'm holding the camera here. Yeah, anyway, there's nothing on that pad. This is my silence, but here's high praise. Again, a little too loud. I can pull that down a little bit. Well, it's a little too loud for right now. If it was, as you can see, I done pulled that back to, it's got plenty of pump and volume. And so I'm not at this time running any software sounds, but I'm probably going to be coming to that and going back in and using Fruity Loops as my trigger, because as you can see back over here, let me go to this, like right here, I can be set to contact, and this doesn't have to be playing either. So I'm actually using a lot less CPU if you're just literally triggering the sounds but not actually using recorded material. Like this is treating this as a trigger. It's just playing it and I would be able to, I think I've got a piano set in here right now. Yeah. In my contact. I could choose, whatever sound sets I'm using. I'm considering getting main stage here pretty quick, but let me go back here. Yeah, so that's high praise. So let me talk about the choke groups real quick because that's important for what's going on here. Right now it's on this, and this is not really designed to be a tutorial on how to use the machine. Maybe I'll do one specifically on that. This is kind of like an overview. But as you can see, this, let me zoom in a little bit. This feature here is showing me what's on the pads, and I'm on group A. And that's the only group I'm using for church, or because I have all my songs in one pad set. When I click here, it's showing me the value, the pads themselves. And so all the grayed out ones, there's nothing on the track, and the color ones, is where all the stuff is. So down here, what I want you to see is it says choke group 1. Let me go to something, let me see if it'll do it. Is that on 10? 10 and 11 have choke groups? Oh, okay. Interesting. I guess I put something on there at one point. As you can see on pad 12, there's nothing, and I've never had anything on that particular channel for this for whatever reason. But I shouldn't say never, but for this particular song set list, there's nothing there. So it says choke group 1. What would happen is if I put something in here right now, there's no choke group. I would have to go down here and set it to choke group. I can have 8 different choke groups, meaning 8 different things that are in choke groups. A choke group is pads in that group will all cut each other off. So I can hit this. Watch me come over here and see what I'm doing. See, I'm switching back and forth, and they're cutting each other off. If they didn't cut each other off, then you'd hear them keep going. So let me take one. Let's watch. I'll just cut the pad off real quick. Let me take this out of choke group 1 just so you can see what I'm saying. 2 things are going to happen. So it's cutting itself off, right? Right? But, oh, wait. What do I have cutting? Let me set it again. Hold on. Let me see. It's still in choke group 1. Let's try that one more time. Let's take it off of the choke group. Okay, now it says none. Let's try that again. So see, this won't stop this, and it won't respond. So watch this as well. Now you hear both of them going. That would be a disaster. If I hit this, that's only cutting off. You know what? I took all of them out of the choke group. I don't know how I did it. I'm looking at it. I took them all out of the choke group. So you hear this catastrophic mess. So I'm putting that on 1. Let's see. This still isn't in a choke group. So let's put it in a choke group. Right? Now it's back in 1. And I can go hit the pad just like I did, and I can cut it off. So the choke group is very important to this because sometimes if the vocals get off, if the singers get off, if the musicians, I guess the vocals and the singers, same thing. If the singers get off, that's one. If the musicians get off, you need a way to stop it. So I can just come in here and hit the stop. But then, at the same time, let's say I had to stop it, I can count to the next beat 1. You see what I'm saying? And start over. So that way we can still be locked in our tempo, but not have to commit to that whole thing. So that's kind of just how I'm using the machine between those 2 things. Having those choke groups, super important. And then, like I said, for me, I have all of my songs. We don't have 16 song Sunday morning sets as a general rule. And I kind of use this as a template. So when this opens up, I can just drag in, let me see if I can, I don't need that. I need, that's that. I have all of my projects in Fruity Loops. So here's, and then I got my clicks and my stems, and you can see that up here. I have them separated out because I play for RoShawn Eve. I have clicks in there for her stuff, but this is the ones I use for church. I've created them all, and they're all here. So those are the Fruity Loops files, but this right here is all of the click tracks that I've created. So what happens is, and I can drag one in, let me see, to this set. I probably won't save it like that, but let me see, something like, let's just go grab No Weapon, and I'm gonna put it, I can drag it, as you can see. Let's go ahead and put it, let's put it on 13 just so you can see where it is. Or it's on 14. Okay, that's where it happened to go. So now you can see it's on pad 14. Well, look at this. If I hit it, is it on a choke group? Is it in a choke group? We've got it on a choke group. So how did I get a master setting? However, look at this. The polyphony is on, let me turn that down so it can sound better, because it was distorting. The polyphony is 8. It needs, and I didn't mention that, but the polyphony has to be on 1 because that's how I can also re-trigger. Because, well, let me go back to 8 so you can see what I'm saying. Sorry, y'all, trying to look through a phone and do this. So watch this. You just hear all of that happening at once because you can have up to 8 instances happening, but it's in a choke group, right? So now I turn my polyphony to 1 so it'll re-trigger every time. See what I'm saying? And I can manipulate it myself. Right? I'm just hitting the pad over and over. I can do things like that if I have it with the polyphony set to 1. If it was set to 8, or what was our full that we could see? You can have polyphony up to 64 per thing. So 64 notes out of that pad. If I hit that pad 64 times, you'd hear all 64 coming out all at the same time instead of just the 1 instance. So that polyphony is on 1, and I've added this to the set. It's in my choke group. I love how I already have this instantly set. I think I did all the pads at once initially, and that's why it's set. But either way, you can see I can pull things in and out. Let me go back to the other screen. And then, let me see, control. I'm going to reset the pad, and that'll take it out. See, as you can see, I took it out, and I'm taking it out just because we didn't do that yesterday. I'm going to resave it as it is. So I do a new one each week, and so I have, all of my scenes. You can kind of see a couple of things what I've been working on. Most of them are the date that I've been working on for church, but I did a couple of sets for RoShawn in there as well. And I can just pull them up. So if I'm looking for particular songs, we kind of know what we did from each week. And then this is the file. Let me go to recent. Me just trying to set up, testing how to do the different scenes and stuff. But yeah, that's kind of how I do click tracks using these 2 pieces of things. I can just hit the button once, set it and forget it, punch it. We ready to go. I'm ready to be on the piano. I've already hit it. Drummer, he can lock in, then he's gonna give us a little feel, and then we can come in right here, boom, boom, something like that. Anyway, and we're already locked. So it kind of gets everybody in that same place instantly. But that's how I use Maschine Studio for click tracks.